Hello everyone, happy Memorial Day. If you are in the armed forces, thank you for your bravery in serving our country. And if you're a veteran, thank you also for your service. Today we are going to cook some good old-fashioned home cooking with ground turkey. And we have 3 pounds. We're going to divide it between meatballs, 2 different kinds, Italian and Swedish meatballs, and cabbage rolls. So this is going to be a delicious meal. And a dessert afterward made with strawberries from the garden. So let's get started on this meal. We have the meat divided between 2 bowls. The larger bowl has 2 pounds of ground turkey. This is what I'm going to use for the meatballs. This bowl's to make the cabbage rolls, the mixture for the cabbage rolls. Speaking of cabbage, I've got some cabbage over here we're going to be using. We need to cook that in a little bit of water. Just enough water to cover the cabbage leaves. And I'm going to put a lid on this. As soon as this boils, I'm going to cook this for 4 minutes. I already pre-cooked some rice in a little baggie that's just going to cool over here. I like to pre-cook my rice. Some people don't cook the rice when they make the cabbage rolls. I prefer that it be already cooked. In the mixing bowl, I'm going to throw the rice in with the ground turkey and the onion, a little salt, pepper, and an egg. It's supposed to be slightly beaten. I'm just going to beat it up like this, and I'm going to mix everything together. Also, we're using, for this cabbage roll recipe, we are using Camel's tomato soup. So, and you add 2 tablespoons of that to the mix. I went a little generous. The rest of the Camel's soup we'll be using for the sauce. Okay, I'm hoping you can see everything. Okay, here's the cabbage roll, and here's the mixture. I mixed it up really good. I'm going to divide it evenly into these cabbage rolls. Just roll it and secure it with a couple toothpicks. Like this. Cabbage rolls cooking in it's a sprayed pan with cooking spray on medium heat. I got it turned on. It said just to pour the condensed tomato soup. It did not say to put any water in it. Still got 20 minutes on the cabbage rolls that are cooking. I'm going to mix the meatballs, the double batch of meatballs, and the Swedish meatballs and the Italian meatballs. They have the same ingredients except for at the end. That's when I'm going to divide it out. And one will take nutmeg, which will be the Swedish meatballs. The other meatball will take some minced garlic. Okay, so I got to remember to do that. But in the beginning, we mix everything together. My eggs, 2 eggs beaten up here. Go ahead and add that. Onion. breadcrumbs. Actually, it's cracker crumbs. Breadcrumbs or cracker crumbs will work. Just a little salt because we got cracker crumbs going on in there. Pepper. Garlic powder. And parsley. Now you can measure these out according to the recipe. I'm just eyeballing it. You just start mixing it all together. I'm going to mix it real well because of the egg. I've got my meat mixture divided out. In this bowl, I'm going to put some nutmeg. This is going to be the Swedish meatballs. In this bowl, I'm going to put some minced garlic and a generous amount. This is going to be the Italian meatballs. A little bit more. And then the minced garlic and the Italian meatball mix. And there we have 2 different meatballs. Put this one aside. I'm going to work on the Swedish meatballs first. This is ground turkey I'm working with. It's not nearly as firm as ground beef. So I have to use my hands. I want them to be super clean. And I'm going to put my hands in a bowl of water to try to keep the stickiness of the Swedish meatball mix away from my hands. Hopefully this will work. I know I tried it in a pan previously, last year I believe it was, last fall, and I had to spoon out the meatballs onto a pan. This is different because I didn't realize that the cabbage rolls, I had not looked at this recipe in years. I just pulled it out of my file. This is because the cabbage rolls are in a skillet instead of the oven. And I only have 1 skillet. So that's why I'm going to put the Swedish meatballs in the oven. I've got my bowl of water. And we're going to roll out the meatballs onto parchment paper. I've got my oven preheated at 375. So now we'll put the Swedish meatballs in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. I just want to show you the cabbage rolls, and they turned out beautifully. They're really hot, or I would try them. I just couldn't wait. Before I make the Italian meatballs, I'm going to try the cabbage roll. And you could add more tomato sauce or tomato soup or spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to add. Really good. This is really good. But the Swedish meatballs were done and they're sitting on this hot tray. I'm going to make the gravy for the Swedish meatballs. I cut back on the butter or margarine by using some olive oil. So I've got half margarine, half olive oil going on here. Okay. Take all the beef broth, and it's thin, but it's still thickening. Now we're going to add the Worcestershire and a little Dijon mustard. And mix that in with the whisk. Gave it a taste test. It was delicious, except for it needed a little salt and pepper and Worcestershire. Now I'm going to add my meatballs into the gravy. You can use your hands. It might even be quicker because you could probably pick 2 up at the same time. I'm getting ready to do the Italian meatballs now. They're the same way as the Swedish meatballs. They're going to go in the oven at 375 and bake for about 30 minutes. But before I do that, I'm going to start this. Potatoes and the carrots, I've already sliced them up. I'm going to mix them with olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Put them on a pan also right beside the meatballs. But I'm going to start them ahead of time because they take longer at 375. They'll take about 40 to 45 minutes. So get started on that first. Then the meatballs. And it's going to be real fast because you've already seen me roll the Swedish meatballs. It's the same process. Got everything mixed in, the olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Mixing them together. Then I'll spread them out better than that. While the veggies and the meatballs are baking, I have noodles cooking in some boiled water. I've got some olive oil heating up. I'm just going to add a little garlic and roast it. I'm adding it to the store-bought spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to do this first just for about a minute and give it a roasted flavor. Of course, you can use real garlic if you like. If you don't have that, you can just add garlic powder or garlic salt to your sauce. Then add your pasta sauce. And a little basil. Sugar to break the acidity of the tomato. We'll just let that simmer for a little while. And then we may turn it off at some point because we got a little while to go before the meatballs are done. In the meantime, I have a salad I put together. I minced up some cucumber and I'm mincing up some carrot instead of shredding it for a change. Okay, the potatoes and carrots are definitely done the way my husband likes them. A little burnt and very crispy. And the meatballs are done. So I'm going to put everything together. So I completed my husband's cabbage roll dinner with roasted carrots and potatoes. And we have our Italian meatballs with sauce and pasta. I put a little cheese and dried parsley. My fresh parsley's at the baby stage right now, so I didn't want to use any fresh parsley, but that would be beautiful on the pasta or noodles. And we have our salad, of course. And also we have the Swedish meatball dinner. This is like a smorgasbord. Now this could be served family style. I've got rice underneath the Swedish meatballs and gravy. And then we have the cabbage rolls. So you could really have a high protein meal there. You have them to eat them together. And then you could, of course, have salad, or I would do spinach as a side dish, spinach or broccoli or cauliflower. My husband likes his rice separate from his gravy and Swedish meatballs. We're supposed to do this so it doesn't puff up. Parchment paper. I'm going to try this for a weight. 400 Fahrenheit, preheated. I'll bake it for about 15 minutes, then I'll take it out and remove the weights and the parchment paper. Then I'll bake it longer until it's done. I've got some beautiful strawberries from the garden outside. I need 6 cups, so I'm going to measure. I've already washed these. I'm just going to start slicing up the strawberries. So I removed the weights and the parchment paper from the pie crust in the oven, and I'm going to put this to bake some more and to brown up hopefully some more for about, I would say about 10 minutes, maybe 20. Well, we'll see. Oh, at this point I turn it down to 350. I went ahead and took a mashed potato masher, and this works out great. In a small saucepan, I'm going to whisk together sugar. I'm using cornstarch because I don't have potato starch. And I need 3 tablespoons. I'm just going to measure that out. In this bowl, I've got 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to mix it with the sugar and start whisking it. And I'm going to turn on the heat and add the water. The strawberries. So as soon as I bring the strawberry mixture to a boil, I turn it on simmer. Actually, I let it boil and stir for 3 more minutes, but it's going to be a slow boil for 3 minutes. And you have to stir the whole time because it is sticking, and I've got it on low and it's still boiling a little bit. This will have to cool for 10 minutes after it's finished. All right, I'm going to put the strawberries on the pie crust. That is very beautiful already. Now we're going to do the glaze. Pour it over the strawberries like this. Mix it in a little bit. More or less it's just on top, but you fill in the gaps. I don't have whipped cream or whipping cream to make whipped cream. Decorated with some extra strawberries on top and some fresh mint from the garden, which is lemon balm. I had this lid. I have some lids from when we used to buy cream pies from bakeries. It was Danny's idea, not mine. And this fits perfect. And this pie will chill for up 2 to 3 hours. I'll let you know in the description how it tastes. Thanks for watching today. I hope I encouraged you to cook from scratch using items from your pantry without running out to the grocery store. And that is a great way to save money. And if you have, if you're growing fruits and vegetables and herbs in your garden, you can also take advantage of that and use some fresh ingredients. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.